Hey folks, Jane Miller here. I'm so glad that you tuned in to our sneak peek of our teleseminar, Find Your Yes Energy. And why in the world would you even want to do that? Well, the strongest energy always wins. Yep, the strongest energy always wins. That's the key. It's the key to moving from whatever your current situation is to moving to the life and business that you've always wanted. And that's why we talk so much about yes energy. Now, some people might be a little confused. For years and years, I worked in the electrical energy business. So it's kind of funny that I'm still in the energy business, but now in human energy. So it's just a great thing. And the yes energy teleseminars and all the coaching and the concepts are based on the best-selling book by Laurel Langemeyer from Live Out Loud and the book Power of Yes Energy. So this book looks at the equation, the yes energy equation, which we can employ to attract abundance to every area of our life. But really the formula for me, it helps me lead my life, each piece, when I do it correctly and in order, helps me to achieve financial freedom. Who doesn't want that in these days? It helps me focus and center my action around a spiritual core that I believe of. And it gives me certainty and confidence. It puts your attitude in a state of constant optimism. And I'm not talking Pollyanna here that we don't see reality, but optimism is so much better, right? It helps me to engage with others at my highest level, which is most satisfying. And we'll talk about team with a little bit of that. And basically it creates an enterprise, a little economic cycle, so that we can dust off our dreams and finally live them. I think so often we have just given our dreams away because we figure in these days and times, why bother? Well, bother, because the world needs all your strengths and talents. But nonetheless, let me give you a sneak peek of the 8-week curriculum that we're going to use throughout this Yes Energy teleseminar. And those of you who are signing up and pre-registering and getting all the bonuses, good for you. We have some small business people and entrepreneurs. We have some house parents, teachers, and the list goes on and on. So week number 1, we're going to talk about this idea of extreme optimism and why it's so important. So you're going to learn about extreme optimism, how it relates to the yes energy equation, and the specific steps that you'll take to achieve your dreams, your big, hairy, audacious dreams. Now, a little later in this sneak peek, I'm going to show you the equation so you can see how we'll, in the end, put it all together. Week 2, then, we will work on each component of this yes energy equation, and we'll see how to use each of them to generate just life engaging and positive yes energy that flows not only from you but out to others, infecting them and coming back to you again, because it's one way to get the poison out of your life. Then we move on to week 3, and we're talking about the all-important conversations in our lives. And what we need to do with yes energy is change our conversations. And we'll talk a lot about that, but we'll discover how to change those conversations in your life that aren't serving you very well, so that you can ask for what you want and change that horrible chatter that we all have in our brains to more of a focused clarity. And you'll learn how to use the right words in your conversations. That way, it not only helps us shift our perceptions, but it pushes out that old way of thinking. And, a lot of this is habit. And changing your conversation is a key to be able to push away the poison in our lives and get to this new way of thinking. And I'll have some examples, but conversations, just one comes to mind. If we think about our finances and think, I'm never going to get out from under this debt, we need to change that conversation to say that money is flowing in and out of my life appropriately and for my needs. Something like that. So, and it's not about affirmations that you sit and you just do these affirmations. you've got to have action in there as well. So we're going to work a lot because you'll have homework every week, and then we'll come back around and make sure everybody is on track with us. Now, the fourth week is all about confidence, certainty, faith, and again, dreams in there, because we need to embrace our confidence and we need to be certain about things. So how do you conquer procrastination? You decide with confidence and certainty. That's it. Sounds so easy, and yet it is. So we're going to explore how we can embrace all that to help us achieve those dreams and the successes that we're looking for. Because you know what? Your success is right around the corner. And perhaps for many of you, I know it happened for me several times, it's right around the corner and we just stopped short. And it's so sad. We're also going to talk about and learn how sourcing your faith in a higher power can propel you forward so fast in any and all areas of your life. And we'll talk about the different sources of faith. For me, it's my God and my outdoors. And just a side note, we went on a great hiking and bicycling trek last weekend, and some of the folks were lamenting, gee, I had to get up extra early and go to early church today. And our host said that his God is in the outdoors, and that's where he finds his faith. So wherever your faith is, use it to propel you. Use it as your foundation. Now we're at the halfway point. So then week 5, we must learn to honor our gifts. We always talk about, you find your gifts and talents and use them. You also need to honor them. So we'll discover your unique talents and your wonderful gifts that you already possess. You don't have to go out and fix your weaknesses. We have a way to do that. We have another thing to take care of that, which I'll talk about in a moment. But the gifts you already possess help you create the life you want. And sometimes we'll say, oh, well, that's just something I do. Well, that just comes easy for me. Yeah, that's your gifts. That's what the Lord or your higher power has given to you to use on this earth to progress through it. So learning how to accept your gifts is so important, and then use them to plant the seeds, to cultivate, and just live a big harvested life. It's just wonderful. So I mentioned a little bit about team, and what I mean by that is just that. If you have weaknesses, you don't have to spend time to fix them, right? You get someone to fill in. And here's what happens. So as an entrepreneur, you should never be cleaning your house or mowing your lawn, all right? Because those hours a week should be spent in revenue making opportunities, right? And think of it this way. You hire the person next door. You hire, that woman who has a little cleaning business, or man who has the cleaning business, whatever. You're giving them economic freedom as well. So you see how that cycle works? So I get you on my team. You put me on your team. So maybe as a marketer, I'm now helping the gal with the landscaping business to create a bigger business for her, and she's helping me give me more hours in the week. So just a quick example of how we use team. Now you need to use the right team, okay? You can't just probably use someone that does what you need but they're not in sync with you. So nonetheless, having team pays for itself over and over. And if you don't have the right team, boy, you need a team now. So what we'll do in week 6 is discover what roles you need to fill on your team, and how to identify the right players with the exact skills you need. A colleague of mine mentioned that she hired someone to do some outbound calling for her, but this person wasn't very good with objections or following up. Well, get a different team member. You didn't get the person on your team to baby them, or you have to train them at first, of course, but get the right people on the team. And moving into week 7, oh, so important, and you'll see at the end of the equation there's a huge S, and that stands for sequencing. So we need to understand how to properly sequence and move around the order that you're doing things, so that you can take the right steps at the right time, so that you can get where you want to go. And you'll really learn how the proper sequencing leads to more cash in your pocket, more success with the things you're doing, and so on. And week 8 finally will be our finale. It won't be the season finale because our season continues on, but we will together create our action plans. And again, even Walt Disney said, if you stop thinking and start acting, all the world will open up to you. So week 8 is do less and make more to create your plan. We bring it all together and we discover how to put all this yes energy into abundance right now, not for later, not for years down the road, right now. So we'll put this action plan together, and we'll work on it, and then we will hold your nose to the grindstone there to get it done. But it's going to be so much easier when you do it in the right sequence. So it'll just be a great 8 weeks. Now let me show you a little bit. I'm working on this PowerPoint that you're seeing in front of you here, so that we will be all ready to go. And even I have some notes in there that I have to remember to move for the coursework. Nonetheless, we're gonna say yes to all this. But let me go through to the end where I do have the yes energy equation, so that we can get started on it. There it is, the yes energy equation. So, and I talked a little bit about it in this sneak peek. So what we want to do is change the conversation, right? Have new language that we use with ourselves and others. We have to add in there our faith that we're going to get this done, and have a faith that we can count on. And that's multiplied by those 2 C's, the confidence and certainty. And you know what's funny, and not really funny, but it's so true about results. When you start to get a few results, it gives you confidence, and then you're certain on the path that you need to go. And then you get bigger results, and the whole thing keeps cycling around. But don't forget, we want to multiply this by your dreams. Not your spouse's dreams for you, or not your parents' dreams for you, or children's dreams for you, but your dreams. What are your dreams and aims in this life? Then we add in your special gifts, unique talents, so that you can share exactly your best self with much satisfaction, fulfillment, and it's great for the rest of us as well. If I had to cut my own hair, that would be a huge problem. So the gal who cuts my hair is fabulous. She just zips and makes me look how I need to look when I'm out with clients or on the stage or whatever it might be. So thank goodness for her wonderful gift. And then, of course, adding team in there. And this isn't just about spending extra money, but to have that wonderful team in place so that you can focus on what you do best, so that you can make other people's lives wonderful. So that is a big part of the equation. And you can see that it is all characterized by this S, sequencing. And that is doing the right things in the right order. And it's going to be a little different for all of us. Perhaps some of us already have team on our side, but our conversation is lacking. We have some old habits that we need to change. So just putting everything into sequencing will catapult this for us. And when we put it all together, we've got this yes energy equation, which again, it works for your small business, or if you're an entrepreneur, works if you're a manager. You need to get things done at church or in community, or even with your own family. You know, in this yes energy, it's going to include all facets of your life, and we will spend a lot of time on going through a whole list of things that are you, whether it is your physical level, your spiritual level, what's going on with friends and family, what about your significant other, how's your health, and so on. So we will talk about you, your career, your business, your whole person. So this 8 weeks is just to start to getting this stuff done. Now, you've probably attended other training, and when you're at the training, it's all great and it's so wonderful. And you go home and it starts to ease away and ease away and ease away, and then it's gone. But we know 21 days makes a habit. So what we do after the 8 weeks is we continue on with you in a number of ways, and we'll talk about those options later. So what I'd really like you to do is scroll down the website there And here's how we're going to work it. If you pre-register, and we want you to do that, I'm going to send you out the Yes Energy book right away so that you can start reading and studying and get acclimated with what you need to do before the courses start. And by the way, they'll start July 9th, which is a Monday. Also, I'm going to send you a couple bonuses if you pre-register now. And what I'll do is just charge your credit card for $19.95. I mean, the book is on the, on all the book stands for $24.95. So right there, we're giving you a deal as well. You're going to get a session with me, Jane Miller, and we'll do that before we get started here because I do want to meet everyone's expectations and get you where you need to be. And there'll be some other bonuses if you pre-register. And we're going to do that pre-registration bonus up until June 20th. June 20th is the first day of summer solstice, longest day of the year, so you should have plenty of time. But you know what? Here we go. Right now, let's do some sequences, do things in order. Just go click on and, get the book. If you decide that later something's up, you can't do it, you'll keep the book and we'll go from there. Otherwise, you will attend the first session and then we'll charge you the rest of the balance so you can get a taste of it as well. Isn't that great? The other thing to know is all these sessions will be recorded in case you're somewhere where you can't call in or watch the webinar, and we'll do this all on webinar when I think I'll use a go-to webinar. That way you can tune in on your computer and listen through, or if you need to, you can call in, so we'll all be on the same page. So here's the tip. So in order to conquer procrastination, you need to decide. So guess what the answer is? The answer is yes. So let's get started. Scroll down below and get your book. I'll get it right out there in the mail to you with all the bonuses. So thanks for being with me today on this sneak preview. I'm so glad to have you in the Miller Institute clan. Good day.